Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you can hear me. If there is anybody in the chat, please let me know if you can hear me. All right. There's been a few technical issues this evening, but we finally made it tonight for round 5 of Cone Tier 2. Round Austin, Texas, one of the best tracks on the grid, I'd say. It's got a mixture of twists and turns, long straights. So yeah, looking forward to tonight. If somebody can confirm that they can hear me, I'm not talking to myself, that'd be nice. I believe I can hear myself through the stream, so that's good. Welcome to a revised commentary box tonight with just me, AFL. Unfortunately, Rob couldn't make it tonight as he has internet trouble. I did have internet trouble, but I managed to get on for tonight's race. So we have the two McLarens that are out currently on the track. And let's just see who's out. Now we're going to see a few guys setting some early laps here. This track is known for its penalties as to the amount of runoff area you can use and cutting corners and track extending and all that stuff. So on Monday there was quite a few penalties for us in Tier 4, and I believe it was the same for the Tier 3 guys. Correct me if I'm wrong. Hoping tonight, obviously these guys have a better understanding of track limits than us. Just turn that down. But yeah, we have Vapor currently out on some intermediate, so maybe just clocking his setup, making sure everything's okay. May have a quality band, I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked at the standings, everything for tonight. I do apologise, but it was all last minute. Usually that's Rob's game when he looks at all of that. But yeah, let's have a look. We're going to see some guys starting to set some laps now. As we go on board with Harry Palmer, as he's one of those to start his lap. Now, you can brake really late into this turn one as it's uphill, so you can really brake late and roll the car in. Two ways to go in that corner. You can either really take an early apex or late apex and try and get straight for the remaining parts of the circuit. Now you've obviously got the S sections, and yeah, it's one of those where every corner links together, so if you mess up one part of the lap, as Harry has invalidated there unfortunately. But yeah, this track you really need to get everything together. We have McConey now coming, I believe he's just about to pass. Harry gives him plenty of space now, so yeah, you need to get a great round down here. This is where you can either make or lose time. But as I said, the first two sectors are really key. And here we've seen McConey now just coming down to the end. Make sure he catches his brake on the right hand side there, just before the 100 metre board. Nice, kept it within the track limits as well. So he's coming up to the slow section of the circuit as Legende puts in a 32.9. It's a good benchmark for the guys to try and follow. But yeah, where McConey was there, you could take a few lines there in the race, try and catch somebody maybe on towards sort of a overtake or anything like that. Time coming to thick and fast. We'll stay on board with McConey now as he's coming through the final corner. Easy to get a lot of understeer through that corner as well, as he sets a 33.4, and I'm sure McConey will go a lot quicker than that. See who else is on the lap now. We've got Strauss, Cole Paradox. Don't know if he's on the lap. We'll see his sector times. Yeah, he's on a slow down lap. We have Jet on an out lap. Yeah, Hobbsy looks like he's on a slow lap, I'd say. Not sure. Could be on a quick lap. Stay on board with him just in case. Yeah, I do love this slow section of the track. That's good, the Red Bull getting out of the way though, of Hobbsy. Just coming now to the penultimate corner, as long as he keeps it within track limits, yeah. And now Hobbsy crosses the line. Let's see what he puts in. It's a 32.6, so that's a good lap from Hobbsy. Obviously Pan setting a great lap of a 32.6, but Hobbsy really close behind. And Shu, my teammate, doing a great job in P3. Hope he can have a better race than last week in Mexico. That was a bit of a madness race with the changing conditions. So yeah, hoping for a good result from Williams. But to be fair, all the guys tonight, hope they put in a great result. As we have somebody who's now left the session, not sure if that's a connection issue or anything like that, but hopefully if that is a connection issue they can get back in. So we're just going to see who's on the lap now. We have Scott now in the Ferrari. Don't think he's on a quick lap now, he looks quite slow, so maybe this is an in lap. Yeah, as he is playing now, looks like he'll probably put on a fresh set of tyres, maybe lower the fuel a little bit and then come back out. So there's a bit of a lull at the moment in terms of the track action. Quite a few guys in the garage. We have Jet now in the Red Bull, who was on a charge last week. Was unfortunate with obviously results, but he was looking fast last week. And there you go, proof's in the pudding, 132.2. Now I don't know much about Jet. I've just seen him recently race, especially last week in Mexico, and he looks like he's somebody that's definitely got a lot of pace. And would you look at that, it's a Red Bull 1-2, where have we seen that before? But anyway, we won't get on to this season. We've got Hobbsy in P3, Nolsey P4, Shu in P5, we have Tango in P6, T-Griff in P7, Carl in P8, Legende in P9, and Freeform P10. But again, quite a lot of people are in the pits now. We have some guys coming out now. So some of these guys are going to be out of sync, some might be doing 2, maybe 3 runs, maybe 1 run. But it's important to get the laps in as clean as possible. Go on board with 4-star now. Nice and tidy through this sector. Slight snap there, but nothing too untoward. This is breaking point, perfect. He's invalidated, I did not notice that, apologies though. Anybody on a lap yet? No. But yeah, just it's going to be strange without Rob tonight. Obviously Rob wasn't here last week, and I was here last week, but that's 2 weeks now we haven't come together, so it's a bit difficult. Obviously Jonathan stood in last week, and it was good to learn from him. He's somebody that has done a lot of commentary in the past. He does the realistic tier on Sundays, so it was good to listen to him and speak to him obviously before the chat as well, and just how he goes through things. So yeah, for me, I'm still learning this commentary business. I know I'm in my 2nd season of it and I am thoroughly enjoying it, but I'm not perfect. It's going to take me a while to get to that point, but yeah, if you guys can stick along on this journey, I'd appreciate it a lot. So yeah, Mahoney about to start his lap now. I think we'll get it from the track. So yeah, Mercedes is beautiful, absolutely beautiful car. Really hoping Mercedes can take the fight to Red Bull, not just Mercedes but McLaren and Ferrari next season in obviously proper F1, real F1. As McConey is just over a 10th and a half up in this time. He's kept it within track limits as well, which is good. So yeah, let's see he's now getting a run down this massive straight, which is obviously going to be an absolute theme for overtaking today. We had quite a few DRS trains on Monday, so I'm expecting more or less the same. Just hope he spots his braking point, and he does. See what his sector times are now. Yeah, 6, nearly 7 tenths. I'm now purple sector 2, so you just go through sector 3 now. Just keep it on the track. A little bit wide there, but it's not too bad. You can take several different lines through that corner. Just making sure he keeps everything above board here. Spots his braking zone, kisses the apex, keeps it within the track. Beautiful. With one more corner to go, keeps it in within the track limits. And that's a good lap from McConey, gets him back into the fold of P4. A shoe goes quickest so far with 32.1. That's a great lap from the Williams driver there. We'll go on board with Hobbsy as well, see how Hobbsy's getting on. It's a little bit down through that first sector, but not too much as to that he can't get that pace back. So we have a yellow flag in sector 1. Perfect, yeah, it's been cleared. Let's have a look what's happening. Just guys, maybe just letting people through. We'll go back on board with Hobbsy. He's still just down on his time. Obviously he set a purple sector 2. Not sure if that's him or the game that's come out of that graphic, but he still might be down on his cumulative time, but he may be quickest in that sector. So let's see if he can keep it all together and see what that will do for him, because he's not too far off. He can get a lot of time with track evolution here as well. A lot of rubber being put down, keeps it within the track. And he does improve ever so slightly, but not enough to warrant a position change. But again, we still have 5 minutes left of the session. I think the final runs will be happening now. See what's happening here. I'm bored with War Daddy now. See what he's got down in P15. So he'd be expecting an improvement. Is he? Yep, he's pitting. So yeah, the final runs are getting ready now. As we'll stay on board with Roju, as I believe he is on a hot lap at the moment. Yeah, Roju now coming round. Lost a couple of corners now. I do love this section where it's just literally flat out, but you've got to spot your braking zone. You've got to be as far right as possible. Sometimes you can kiss the apex, but sometimes it does throw you off, and he is coming in. So yeah, it looks like most of the drivers now are getting ready for their final runs. So yeah, you're going to be pretty much lowest fuel possible, the thickest soft tyres you can imagine, and just being one with the track. Nothing better, especially when you're in this tier. Obviously a certain level of skill driver, more skilled than me of course, but yeah, these guys are, I'd say this is probably the best pound for pound tier of racers in terms of the skill set. I think everybody is brilliant in this tier, and everybody is brilliant in all the tiers in code. I'm not saying that there's nobody isn't brilliant, but the standard of racing that I've seen in this tier is amazing. So yeah, shout out to all the drivers in tier 2, and that's the reserves as well, who may not be racing tonight. People that have left as well, whoever. This is a fantastic tier, and it's a pleasure to co-commentate with Rob, and it's a pleasure to commentate tonight. I did solo comms tier 3 last season when it was the 5 tiers, but this is my first time comms in on tier 2, so it is my pleasure. So yeah, out laps now, everybody's getting ready. 2 minutes and 50 to go. So these are now the laps. You need to make sure you get in. You've got enough space. You're not blocking anybody, but you've got enough time to get around and put that lap in. But qualifying isn't the be all and end all as well. Some of these guys may have not a great setup for quali, but a beautiful race car, and points are always awarded for the race and not qualifying. So the guys don't qualify as high up as they would like. Don't worry about it, because the race is where you get your points. I had a shocker on Monday in qualifying. I think I qualified last. I spun last corner on my qualifying lap, and my first lap wasn't great, and I still managed to finish P8. So yeah, and we had maybe 4 or 5 safety cars. I'm expecting a bit of a better standard of racing tonight from these guys here, but who knows, who knows. So yeah, out laps galore now. Let's pick somebody we haven't shown any. After we've looked at Hobbsy, we've seen McConey, we've got Griff. Let's see if there's anybody near the... We'll go on board with Legende as he comes across the line, the Alfa Romeo. So currently at Alfa Romeo P9, P10. So they'll be hoping to move up further along the grid. Yeah, beautiful sector track. Obviously this track is based around certain corners that you would find in motorsport track. So you've got obviously the first sector of it being similar to Silverstone with the Maggots and Beckett's complex, and then you have the part of the track, I believe, which is similar to Turkey, which is the flat left, which you will get in the final sector, which is a flat right. And that's great work there from the 2 Alfa Romeos there, working in together. And Legende gets a great toe down that back straight. You always don't want to be too close as well because of the turbulent air. You don't want it to affect you too much, but that seemed to have worked very well between the two. So yeah, this is the bit I'm saying about, which is very similar to Turkey. I believe that's turn 8 at Turkey. Istanbul Park, please bring that track back. I absolutely love it. But yeah, see if he spots his braking zone, and he does. And Legende crosses the line. He does improve up to P7. So I believe that will be him for the race. Should go on board with Hobbsy now as he pulls over. So maybe yeah, Hobbsy's backed out. Go on board with Griff, IRT Griff. He hasn't invalidated yet. So as you can see, he has got a car in front of him. He will be getting a slight tow, but not too much where it's going to affect him in the turbulent air. May affect him now as he's coming into the slow speed corners. I believe that's a Williams in front of him as well. So yeah, he's coming through now. Car seems to be complying very well through here. So let's see how he gets on as Hobbsy retires in the session. Keeps it in. Beautiful stuff. And Ennis in the Williams 32-1. And Griff improves, goes up to P4. See if anybody else is on the lap. I believe that is the grid. So I don't know whether the Williams guys have done this on purpose as I am solo comp start, but they've got a 1-2 in qualifying, which is absolutely fantastic. So yeah, big shout out to Ennis and Shu tonight, putting in a good job for the Williams boys tonight. I'm hoping they can put in a good race as well for you guys, and as well as everybody else racing tonight. I hope they can put in a good race for you. But yeah, that is our grid for tonight. So yeah, we will do a quick rundown of the qualification results, and then we'll get ready for the race imminently. So we have Ennis in P1, Shoot in P2, Jet in P3, and Griff in P4. You've got Carl P5, De Will P6, Pan in the Red Bull P7, Hobbsy P8, Legende P9, and Freefall P10. And to round out the rest of the grid, we have McConey, Knowlesy, Tango, Strauss, War Daddy, Carl Paradox, Harry Palmer, Roju, 4-Star, and Vapor, who I believe had a quali ban. So yeah, that was qualifying. And you see what I mean in terms of the split between the grid? 1.7 seconds. Not too bad, not too shabby. And then look at the guys at the top. All within a 10th, P1 to P3. So if anything is to go by, we're going to have an exciting race. Thanks to the guys in the chat as well. Thank you for watching. Anybody at home that hasn't commented, you don't have to comment. Your views mean a lot, so thank you for the people watching tonight. Hopefully these guys can put on a good show for you. And DC saying tier 3 is clear. So there's a bit of camaraderie there in the chats. Tier 2 boys, you know what to do, put on a good show. Otherwise I'm sure DC will comment some more tier 3 stuff for you guys. But yeah, hoping that the guys sort out their strategy. Obviously we have the formation lap, which we haven't had at the start. Last season we have it now, as there was some bug, you know, EA and Codemasters, etc, etc. So yeah, the guys are just locking in their strategies now. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like. If somebody can let me know what the weather's going to be like. It's looking okay. Not clear, I'd say. Slightly overcast, but there are blue skies, as you can see from my stream there. But yeah, they're just locking in the strategies now. Who's going to start on what tyre, who's going to pit, and you've obviously got to factor in safety cars around here as well. Penalties will be key, as I mentioned in qualifying. This track is prone, and it's known that you can get lots of penalties here through the different types of corners, the track extending. Yeah, so hopefully these guys are all good. But yeah, we have the formation lap. So what we'll do is we'll run through the starting tyres for everybody. So it's a mixture of hards, mediums, and a few soft runners. And I'm not sure if Cammy from Tier 4 is watching, but I believe he started on the softs on Monday and got an absolutely fantastic start. So I'm sure Pan and Roju and Vapor will be looking to do something similar as to what Cammy did in Tier 4. And obviously shout out to Cammy, who won his I don't know if it's his first race, I believe it's not, but he won a race last week, which was good for him. And I believe Aussie Chimp did win this week, so shout out to those two guys. Hopefully my, I believe, third win comes soon at some point in Cone, but who knows anyway. But it's not about me, it's about these guys. So yeah, we're looking at a Williams 1-2. Mixture of strategies here, which is interesting. Who's going to get the jump off the line? Usually, the person who starts P2 has the inside around here. So that could be a bit interesting. I remember Hamilton and Rosberg here. I believe it was 2015 in the pouring rain. Hamilton had the P2, had the inside line, and we'll call it what it is, he nudged Rosberg off. Lewis ended up winning the championship after a dramatic race there, equaling his hero. Senna's 3 championships, which was good to see. This track has had many good races. Obviously, in real F1, we had a great race, a controversial one, albeit with Lewis and Charles getting disqualified due to plank wear. But yeah, it was a great race. It was good to see the Mercedes sort of being in the hunt, even though that there was issues with the car in terms of the plank. It was good to see them, and he was on a tyre offset compared to Verstappen, who did have a few issues with brakes. But let's not take away anything from that race. It was good as a neutral to see a good race like that. These guys are getting ready now on the grid, doing those last sort of tyre burnouts, making sure that they line up on the grid correctly. So yeah, let's see. We will go back to the front. Scotty is disqualified, probably not lining up correctly, and Harry as well. There we go. Five lights. And away we go. Let's see what happens between Ennis and Shu. Shu, as you said, that P2 line. Yeah, and it's good fair racing there from the Williams boys. Let's have a look further down the grid. Hopefully everybody makes it through okay. We have 4-star. Yeah, everybody seems to have made it through unscathed, which is good. As we run through, Vapor has left the session. So yeah, maybe suffering with connection issues there, but let's have a look. So again, Pan has done exactly what he needed to do on those soft tyres. He needs to get going. He needs to... We've seen a bit of team orders there. Looks like Jet has let him through, which is good teamwork there. As he weaves to say thank you, as does Jet. Lovely teamwork there from the Red Bull boys. So yeah, we're coming through now. So Pan is the one to watch here on those soft tyres. But who knows, the Williams boys may work together, as Shu is on the medium tyre, which is obviously the softer of the two, the medium and the hard. So maybe Ennis could be somebody that's like a bottle in the cork, tries to keep Pan behind. But yeah, Pan is looking very racy on those soft tyres. So as we come across the line now, we will see who has made position changes. So yeah, Pan is up 4, as I said. So Shu is leading us, Ennis P2 and Pan P3. Biggest losers so far, I would say, are Scott Freefall, who's lost 3 positions. Actually, no, yeah, 5 positions now. They will show the rest of the guys some love, see how they're getting on. So Jet behind on the hard tyres, obviously going long. The wheel on those medium tyres looking quite racy here. Obviously DRS isn't activated until lap 3, as we have a move already. So this is just pure straight line speed now, as no DRS has been activated, but Pan looks like to have the inside line, maybe just getting a better exit there on those grippier soft tyres. And then this, yeah, living to fight another day. So yeah, Pan, as I said, Pan is the one to watch now. But let's see how everybody else is getting on now. Coney and P10 in that beautiful mark. So yeah, they've all been very well behaved through these first couple of laps, teaching us Tier 4 boys a few things. But that's expected. These guys are a lot more patient than us. We are not as patient, but that comes with experience, and that's life, isn't it, really? You see any overtakes? So, well, DRS is now activated, so you will see some possible changes now down the straight. Let's see. I do love this camera angle, especially as they barrel through this far sector. As Harry Palmer gets a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately for him. It's going to be first of many. This camera angle, I love that camera angle as they just barrel over the hill. Sometimes you see the cars a bit skittish now. Obviously, these cars are now ground effect cars, so all the downforce now is made by the floor. And if you're running too low of a ride height, it can set the car off a little bit. So yeah, seems to... I believe the wheel was made an overtake. We're going to see any overtakes around here? No, we are not. As we have Vapor Shadow's ghost car at the back there. So Shu's got up a nice little gap, 1.3 seconds. Pan is behind. And Ennis is still quite close behind. So Pan hasn't really made as much inroads as I expected him to. But you never know. Could be looking after his tyres. He's got to make sure these tyres are in the best condition possible, as he's on the softest rubber, as he has DRS now, which is Ennis, excuse me. Ennis has DRS. So let's see if we're going to see any moves into turn 1. Nothing at all, or maybe we have Hobbsy behind. Now, let's see if Hobbsy's going to make a move, possibly. Obviously, Haas hopefully expecting a good result at their home Grand Prix. One of, I believe, 3 American tracks on the grid at the moment. We have, obviously, we have Vegas, we have Texas, I believe we have Miami, yeah. So 3 American tracks. So let's see now, are we going to get a move? As they both have DRS, we're in a bit of a DRS train, as I mentioned. This track is quite known for DRS trains, especially at the early phase of the race. But yeah, they're all being very well behaved here, these guys. Nothing on towards yet. It's still a long race, we've still got 24 laps to go. So anything can happen in that time, as we have some movement at the back as I go forward. Yeah, we have War Daddy and Knowlesy having a little bit of a battle. We will stick on board with this for a while. Or as we had somebody there, looks like Freefall, just get a snap. As we have War Daddy up into turn 1, and he is now past Roju. Could that be the soft tyres sort of dying now? Because Pan has dropped back now. As we have a yellow in sector 1, which now seems to be cleared. It looked like it was Strauss. Hopefully he's got no damage. No, he has got damage, right end plate, so he may have gone into the wall or had some contact with another car. So yeah, right end plate, as you can see, is missing there. That will be affecting the downforce a lot, so hopefully he can get back to the pits and can get back to his race. But we have, as you mentioned, those soft tyres may be dying now, as Ennis, back on those hard tyres, gets past Pan. Now, soft tyres do not last very long around here. Just the nature of the track, a lot of high to medium speed corners. As Ennis does get a little bit of a snap, and there's a little bit of contact there. Ooh, between the Red Bull and the Williams. Hopefully he's not lost too much time, as he's down to P6 battling the AlphaTauri, which may be renamed next season, as we have a Alpine that's going very far off the track. But yeah, as we have somebody speeding in the pit lane, that is Griff. What is he pitting for? Is he pitting for damage? Yeah, it looks like he has front wing damage, so maybe that could have been the reason why he went off there. He's gone to a set of mediums. So, mediums, can they last, can they not? It just depends on the driver, whether they can get those to the end. But yeah, let's have a look at the battle. Strauss now has come out of the pits on the hard tyre. He will definitely try and go to the end, barring any incidents, any safety cars. So currently it's a Williams 1-2 with Shu and Ennis, and then Jet in P3. He is in the DRS zone now of Ennis, so we may be seeing a move shortly. As Hobbsy gets past Pan now. So yeah, he's probably come to the end of his life on that tyre. So we have a little bit of a ding-dong between the two Ferraris. Boys, come on, give each other space. We don't want to see a Leclerc at Brazil 2019. At Brazil, where they both came together and decided to lose Ferrari some points in their constructors. As we have a few guys coming in for pits now. Oh, that's Pan. Yeah, those soft tyres, they've done 6 laps now. It's a tough ask. As he is running that Red Bull helmet, the Verstappen one. I believe there's 3 or 4 that you can get through some challenges on F1 World. I've done a few of them. And it's always better when you're running a licensed helmet. I hope Codemasters can bring licensed helmets in. Or not even just licensed helmets, because obviously there's a lot of paperwork and stuff like that. But maybe just team branded helmets would be nice with the team sponsors, because you can sponsor the car, so you can sponsor the helmet as well. So yeah, we have Jet now, who is in that DRS zone. He'll be getting a fantastic tow here. Well behaved into that corner there. So yeah, the ERS usage is Shu has used a little bit more than Ennis, and Jet, obviously, as he's trying to chase, is using a bit more than Ennis behind. But let's not count out DeWill and Carl and Hobbsy. These guys are all quick drivers who know their way around this circuit like the back of their hands. But this race is not over yet. Let's go back on board with Jet now. So interesting, he didn't go up into 8th gear there, probably trying to burn a bit more fuel. Keeping the revs high. Obviously 1 less gear to gear down to as well. But this is where the cars should struggle in the dirty air. Obviously ground effect cars, the dirty air isn't as bad as the predecessors, but it still does affect the car slightly. But it's obviously making them easier to follow, which is obviously good for racing as well. So Jet gets a good entry and exit. Now will we see an overtake? Not too sure, to be honest. Ennis, yeah. Obviously down the inside again to Haas P4, P5, which obviously Gene Haas will be happy with, as well as Gunther Steiner. So yeah, and the Haas boys P4, P5. Let's have a look further down the grid. Coney having a little bit of a quiet race at the moment, but never count him out. There's Yende close behind, who's really dumped his ERS, so he needs to be careful because he has Tango behind him. As you can see, he's flashing, which means he's derating. Obviously he's not at full deployment, so when it comes to defending his position, he's okay at the moment because he's getting DRS from Marconi. If for some reason he drops out of that DRS zone, Tango is there to pounce. So we have a set yellow in sector 1. Not sure who that was, maybe that was Pan, not sure. Jet looks a lot closer to Ennis here, but you also got the Will lurking in P4 as well. So if anything does kick off between these two, the Will is ready to pounce. I know they all seem to behave very well. Tango's still behind, so now he could save his ERS now. Currently he's looking quite quick compared to Legende. Yes, Legende has burnt through a bit more ERS. Keep an eye on this battle here. Obviously the field spread isn't as much as you would expect. As I said, this is quite a close tier, so there's not going to be that much in the field spread. Many DRS trains. Going to see him move maybe into turn 1 when not. They've all been very well behaved, these guys. It's a testament to how good this tier is as well. We have Roju still on his soft tyres, 9 lap old soft tyres. Those tyres are probably screaming right now. 9 lap old softs around here. He should be coming into pit soon. Maybe he's thinking of just doing a one stop and going on to a set of mediums, as we have a spinner. Yeah, we have his teammate Freefall. Hopefully he's kept it out the wall and he hasn't got any damage. See, we're still on the overhead camera, which is a beautiful shot. No, it looks to have no damage there. Well, no damage that I can see. So we have Harry Palmer now up the inside of Roju. Those tyres, yeah, that you can just see now. The car's just squirming about. He's got no grip now. We're going to give it a go. But you can just see the grip levels aren't great, but Harry goes wide and we're going to have a race now around the final couple of corners. And as Roju backs out, that's a sensible thing. And he still stays out. Oh, he's pitting now. So let's see what the Ferrari pit stop has for us. Should be a set of mediums, I believe. He's gone for a set of hards. I believe mediums could go 17 laps, and it's would you call it a double stat? Yes, no. As we have Freefall now, as he's gone for the mediums. So I believe that might be double medium. So he's definitely on a 2-stop Freefall. We're going to go again and then pit on to a set of soft tyres. So we have a few battles going on here. We'll keep an eye on this group here, because there might be a few changes here. But you can see they're all burning through the ERS there. Going to see a good move here. Legende puts his nose there. There's a bit of contact between the two. Two more, Daddy and Legende. They've all kept it, but we'll keep an eye on this now. As you can see, the wheel has got past Jet. But we'll keep an eye on this at the moment. Yeah, on board with Nolsey in the Alpha. So yeah, these guys are all going to get DRS now on Marconi. Let's hope Marconi can defend himself here in terms of battery. But nobody's gone for a move, as we have somebody going for a move further back. That is Pan on Coal Paradox. Pan on those newer tyres. Looking to make some inroads now. So we have Harry now in. Gone for a fresh set of medium tyres. That should take him to the end. Barring any mishap or anything like that, should take him to the end. So yeah, back to the top two. Still a Williams top two, which is good, but the wheels got in there and he's looking racy. And Haas will be, well, Haas will be looking to score a few more points as well today, especially at their home race. Yeah. Speaking of American tracks, they should really bring back Indianapolis. One of my favourite tracks, one of my favourite races to watch, one of my favourite tracks to race on as well. Yeah, Indianapolis, bring it back. Obviously, there's been a few controversial moments there with the tyre war, if anybody remembers that one, where I believe we only had 6 cars on the grid due to Bridgestone and Michelin. I believe the Bridgestone runners were able to take the banking curve, whereas the Michelin runners weren't able to, causing a few spins. I believe Ralf Schumacher did have a heavy crash in qualifying, I believe, which caused the issue where a lot of the guys were concerned due to safety. So yeah, if you could bring that track back, that would be lovely. As we have Tango now coming out and set us off, so he's definitely on the alternative 2-stop compared to the guys around him. He's probably going to be rapid now. Fuel's burning off. He's going to be looking racy. And if anything, obviously I don't want it to happen, but if anything was to happen in terms of safety cars or anything like that, Tango now is in a good position to catch up, especially on that fresh set of rubber. But we'll go back to the fight at the front because it looks like it's changing ever so slightly. So Shoes obviously pit. Looks like he has got a penalty as well, which may affect him. Ennis now assumes the lead of the race. Running that number 30, I believe. The last person to run number 30 was Jolyon Palmer, I believe. I believe he last was entered into F1 2017. So yeah, many moons ago. Yeah, that Williams looking lovely. But Jet still there. He's got DRS. This is the closest he's been for quite a while. And we've obviously got the wheel in P3. So yeah, let's see. So the wheel with 48%. Jet with 25% and Ennis with 38%. Ennis needs to try and save that because you're gonna probably see Jet with DRS, that rear-ring flap opening, drag reduction system. So yeah, let's have a look now. Go forward with Jet now. He's very close, and I don't think he's close enough, but he's there or thereabouts to be a 4 in Ennis's mind. Ennis obviously looking in his rear view as Harry gets a 3-second time penalty there. But yeah, this race, we're halfway through, 50% through now. So yeah, it's not looking too bad in terms of positions and battling. I believe this race is still open. It's not a foregone conclusion yet. So Ennis' pit, he's gone first. And he's probably looked at that. Maybe Ennis and Shu are speaking to each other about maybe the undercut. I believe the undercut is quite powerful around here. So let's see, Ennis now going on to a set of medium tyres. So obviously they're doing the alternative strategy to each other. So Shu started on the mediums and now is on the hards, and vice versa with Ennis. Ennis now on the mediums. 30 laps on those medium tyres, more than enough time. As you have Hobbsy on the outside. Let's just talk about Hobbsy for a second, because Hobbsy obviously pitted a couple of laps before, and he's right back in this because he's pitted earlier. He's on the harder tyre, So he's not going to be in the greatest of tyre conditions at the moment, but those tyres will come to him. And he's got these tyres up to temperature, so Ennis has to keep an eye on Hobbsy. Hobbsy looking very racy. And DRS is activated. Ennis going defensive slightly, covering the middle of the track, which you can do, of course, and then he moves back over to the right, obviously making sure he doesn't move twice in the braking zone. You can move once, and that is it to defend your position. I believe once Ennis gets these tyres up to temperature, he should pull away from Hobbsy, but who knows? Hobbsy's one of the quickest guys out here, so you never know what's going to happen. You can just see Ennis just with that extra grip, just slightly edging away there. It's not over, because those tyres will come back to Hobbsy at the end. Jean Legende pitting now. I'll probably go into a set of mediums. Yep. It's a decent stop there. So yeah, we're on board with War Daddy now. Currently P10 in the Papaya McLaren. Now let's talk about McLaren here. Obviously one of the most historic teams, obviously owned by Bruce McLaren back in the day, and obviously some people might not be aware, orange was, or Papaya was the actual founding colour of McLaren. Obviously we're quite used to the chrome livery and the West livery of the 90s. But yeah, it's good to see McLaren back up at the front, exactly where they deserve to be. And hopefully next season they'll be battling for wins with Lando and Oscar, as we have 3-4, and that is our first safety car. So, as I mentioned, Tango has gone up to P6 now. Now, is he going to pit or is he going to stay out? Now, all Ennis gets a drive-through penalty speeding under the safety car. That surely has to be down to the Delta. We had a few complaints about the Delta this week as well, where the Delta is just a little bit of a mess. It's a bit annoying, so unfortunately for Ennis, he's got a drive-through there and he won't be able to serve that until safety car is in. So now, got all these guys coming in now to pit. The wheel is laughing right now. Cashew is going to maybe be serving a penalty now. Into the mediums, and obviously double stacking at the Williams there. Another set of tyres, soft tyres, but look at that. We have a current 1-2 for Haas, the wheel on a set of brand new hard tyres, and Hobbsy P4. Now, I did mention earlier not to discount Hobbsy, and he has now found himself in P2. So yeah, that's been a good result. Now, interesting to see Cole Paradox and 4-star. I've gone for a gamble on the soft tyre. It's going to be a struggle to get them to the end, but if they can make some inroads now, put the guys in front of them under pressure, you never know what can happen. And I suppose as they're further down the grid, maybe go for a gamble, try something outside the box, because this sport and game is so unpredictable, you never know what's around the corner. But yeah, so we'll just run through the penalties. So we've got Ennis with a drive-through, unfortunately, which he won't be able to serve until the safety car is in. We have Pan with 3 seconds, Rosie with 3 seconds, and Harry Palmer with 6. So yeah, so far the guys have been very well behaved in terms of penalties. Only 4 drivers on the grid penalties, so that isn't too bad. And the tyres, as you can see, it's a mixture of hards, mediums, and softs. Obviously, the majority being on the medium tyres now. Be the best race tyre currently. Jet looking in a good position there with P3. he needs to get past the two Hasses. So will the Hasses be working together here to try and secure a double podium finish? Or will it be every man for himself? Only they will be able to tell us. We have Strauss now coming into pit. I believe he'll probably go on a set of mediums now to the end. And I'm wrong yet again. He's gone on a pair of softs. 10 laps, it's possible. 11 laps, it's possible. But you've got to look after that. But these laps under the safety car will definitely be helping the likes of Cobb Paradox, 4-star, and Strauss now, keeping those tyre temperatures down. And they're going to be absolutely lightning on that restart. Yeah, safety car gives you a chance to get a cup of tea, go to the toilet if that's what you're doing. Hopefully the guys that are in the stream are enjoying it. Shout out to everybody watching today, much appreciated. Obviously thank you to Nathan and all the boys at Cone for giving me the opportunity to comms tonight on my own. It is much appreciated, and yep, looking forward to many more commentary sessions with myself and Rob, or maybe on my own, who knows. But yeah, so far so good for myself tonight, and hopefully I'm doing a good job. If I'm not, then please let me know. But yeah, other than that, it has been an absolute pleasure to commentate Tier 2 tonight. Absolute pleasure. So yeah, we're getting to that stage now where it's a bit of a lull under the safety car. As I believe Vapor, yeah, he's a ghost car. So yeah, safety car is in now. So the Will becomes the de facto safety car, and there'll be no overtaking until we get past the start-finish line. Sorry. So now the boys are just going to be putting some heat into those tyres. They've lost a lot of tyre temperature behind the safety car. But a mile under, as you can see, going off into the distance. Now I wonder if there's going to be a bit of communication between the two Haas boys about when they're going to go. I have a friend who is probably one of the best at safety car restarts. So let's have a look now as the Will gets us going. So yeah, as Hobbsy goes defensive into turn 1, he has Jet on his outside. Firm but fair racing there between those two. As Jet gets in front, he is on obviously the softer of the two tyres. He's on the medium tyre now. Hobbsy would have been hoping to have slowed him down a bit more, but Jet is looking very racy in P2 now on that Red Bull. Isn't activated yet. Always we have a spinner at the back, and that looks like a McLaren of War Daddy. Hopefully he's has he got any damage? Doesn't look it. It looked like a heavy hit, but he looks like he went in sideways into the reverse, so hopefully he's not damaged anything on the front end. Yeah, Jet looking racy there, but DRS isn't activated just yet. And Hobbsy in P3. So we're starting lap 20 now. As I believe Ennis is coming in to serve his drive-through, which is unfortunate for Ennis. I believe he won the first 2 rounds. So hoping he can get back to a winning race soon. As he serves his drive-through now, and he'll be going to the undernose tyres. It's a bit unfortunate for him, but I'm sure he will definitely bounce back next week. But let's not discount him for this race, because anything can happen. War Daddy pits now. Yeah, he must have definitely flat spotted those tyres, so he's come out on a fresh pair of softs and they'll get him to the end. As we have Pan that's just got past Hobbsy. So it's a Haas and Red Bull sandwich. Now, if you remember, Haas were sponsored by, I believe it was Rich Energy a couple of years ago. What could have been, could have had two energy drink companies fighting against each other, but you've also got Monster now who've now moved from sponsoring Mercedes to McLaren, which is great for them. And McLaren as well. If you look back to McLaren a couple of years ago, where Zach Brown took over and they barely had any sponsors on their car, to the sponsorships that they've got now, it really shows how far McLaren have come, and they've put in a lot of R&D to get back to that front of the grid, and they're still not where they want to be. They want to be fighting for race wins week in, week out. So hopefully McLaren get back up to front. As we have a yellow flag in sector 1. Let's have a look if it's been cleared. Anyway, on board with Cole Paradox through this lovely S section. He's actually the lead of the soft runners now, so let's see if he can make any inroads at the moment. We'll keep on board with him. As you can see, we have a battle there between the Aston Martin and the AlphaTauri. I believe we've had a change for the lead as well, as Jet has overtaken the Will. But look at this, DRS galore here. Hopefully they can all keep it clean. Yes, they do. And 4-star now up into P11. Good move from him. Yeah, the racing has been very clean tonight, and I know I've said it quite a few times, but this is testament to these guys in Tier 2. Everybody's being fair, leaving just enough space. As we come round the final corner, we have Rozier in that lovely Scarlet Ferrari. They'll have DRS on each other. This is hilarious. As you saw Harry just getting a tank slapper there. Going through turn 1, putting the power down. Obviously probably ran in no traction. Daddy sets the fastest lap. As expected on brand new soft tyres. But unfortunately, he won't score any points, as Fruitful has left the session, unfortunately. So yeah, Jet has now taken lead, but the Will's sticking with him, and you have Pan in third place. So these Red Bulls are back up at the front. Well, I'd say where they belong, but we're not talking about realistic F1, as Pan does a great move there on the Will, maybe catching him off guard there, a bit like Alonso on Hamilton at Bahrain this year. Great move there, as the Will behind now, and DRS is now activated for the Will as well as Pan. So yeah, coming to the closing stages of this race now. We'll have a look further back. As all, we've had a bit, and we have Strauss in the wall. Oh, that was a bit unfortunate there. It looked like they was coming together, but there is now a safety car. Now, 5 laps to go. What are you going to do? Are you going to pit? Are you going to stay out? for me, I think it's a bit unfortunate the two Red Bulls are so close together. Somebody's going to lose out here if they both decide to double stack. So, I believe the wheel should pit. I think if he doesn't pit, then he's just going to get absolutely swallowed up on old hard tyres compared to some of these guys in softs. We won't talk about where we've seen that before, because I always come back to 2021, and I'm sure Rob is going to absolutely laugh at me. But yeah, we've seen that before where staying out on older hard tyres just isn't it compared to fresh softs. Some of these guys may have a scrub set, they might not have a fresh set, might have done a couple of runs in qualifying, but it'll be enough to get them home. So let's see. We'll go on board as Jet pits and Pan is pitting. So hopefully he's kept a little bit of a gap as to not being affected, and the wheel stayed out, which is very interesting. So Jet, as you can see, look at Noah pits. So the order's shaken up a little bit. You've got Shu in P2, Legende in P3, Griff in P4, 4-star staying out. Now this helps 4-star because those tyres have obviously taken quite a bit of a battering being on the softest compound, but now he gets to bring the speed down, bring the temperatures down, and try and keep that life in that tyre. Jet now obviously the first of the fresh soft runners. Interesting, Tango's gone on to a set of medium tyres. Obviously he's going to be on fresher rubber than the 5 cars in front of Jet. But maybe Duel's looking at track position as well. We'll probably get back underway with maybe 3 laps to go. So we do have Ward Daddy right at the back of the grid who will catch up possibly at the end of this lap. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting last few laps. I hope you guys are attentive. Obviously I think the tier 1 boys have kicked off as they have. But stay here because this is where the action is going to be for the last couple of minutes, couple of laps of tonight's race. So as we're obviously coming down to the last leg of the race, we'll have one final look at the penalties, because this may be crucial towards the end of the race. Pan running with 3 seconds worth of penalties, Harry Palmer with 6 seconds, and Rosie with 3 as well. Obviously Ennis has served his drive through, so he'll be hoping to make a few inroads and possibly get into the points. So I believe he will have one more lap of the safety car, as Will Daddy is just coming through now. So yeah, we'll have one more lap of the safety car, which allows the wheel another crack at the whip of less laps to go to try and defend this win, defend this lead. Shu in P2, Legende in P3, Griffin P4, and 4-star in P5. Now I'm not going to predict anything here because I usually predict wrong things, but I will say I don't believe this order will stay as it is. And that's a bit of a cop-out because that's the whole 18 drivers on the grid. That order will not stay the same as it is. There will be a few changes, but I don't want to say anything about the lead of the race. I'll let you guys bear witness to that. Yeah, we're coming through now. I believe the safety car will be in this lap. Yeah, it will be in, because it is programmed to leave at least, I believe it's 2-3 laps of racing. So yeah, we'll have the safety car in this lap. We'll get 3 laps of racing, lap 26. So yeah, these guys now making sure that their ERS is fully charged. Obviously fuel, most of these guys will be either on point with their fuel or overfueled. With how the safety car has worked, I believe this is the second safety car. So yeah, He's not had a virtual safety car, which is interesting. But yeah, we should be getting a message anytime soon that the safety car will be in and we'll be on the way. And yeah, here we go. Here we go. So the wheel getting us restarted again. I think this is his second safety car restart. So let's see where he goes. Is he going to go early? Is he going to go late? Yeah, here we go. But mind that Bet Maylander just off in the distance again. Let me get back underway with the wheel. So here we go. Across the line. Do we have a move there? We have somebody down the inside, as we have Jet already in front of 4-star. Jet now on those fresh tyres. I believe we should keep an eye on him, because he's going to be absolutely racing the life out of those soft tyres now. It's going to be pure quality laps to the end of the race, and let's see what he can do. We'll keep an eye on Jet. It's great defence there. Valagende covers the inside, but I believe Jet will just get the run on those tyres. And so we have 2, possibly 3 wide. We have Shu as well, going for the lead. It's a great move there by Shu, great move there. And fair racing there by DeWill as well. Obviously defending as much as he can without damaging his car or Shu's car, and keeping himself in contention. As we have Griff, who has made a slight bit of contact there between himself and DeWill. But then you've got to look at Jet now. He's basically a jet, if you want to call it anything like that. He is moving like a jet. And he's up into P3. 2 laps to go. Jet is a man on a mission. Oh, slight bit contact there, and he's... Oh, what's going on here? What's going on here? There was quite a bit of contact there through turn 1, which enabled Jet to unfortunately get that 3-second penalty, and he's gone all the way down now to P14. All that hard work now has been lost. Fortunately, as we have Cole Paradox spun round. We'll go back to the lead as Shu now has a 1.5 second gap to DeWill. She'll go further back. We'll have a look at this battle now. It's Tango. It's up the inside, 3 wide now. Does he keep it in? Keeps it in. It's all very firm and fair there. But the elbows are out from the guys, Nolsey and Tango. But yeah, Tango has got up into P3 now. So yeah, the tyres now 4-star on 10 lap olds. Soft tyres. There's Ennis now. It's gone from bad to worse from Ennis today. A race to forget for him. But Shu doing a great job for Williams here. Final lap. As T. Griff has retired. That may have been a collision. Or it's just in the pit lane. But yeah, we're on the final lap now. And there's only one place to look at the moment. Obviously we can see that DeWill is 2.5 seconds behind now. Shu now is done what he needs to do. He's just got to bring it home for the remaining part of the lap. We will see if there's going to be any changes now, as we have Nolsey and Tango. I see Tango trying to break that toe by swerving, which you can do, as I mentioned earlier on, as long as it's in the break, as long as it's not in the braking zone. It's Harry Palmer up to P6 there. So the very quiet race, Harry. He's up into P6, and I'm sure he'll be happy, especially after the way he started as well. Is he going to go for a move down here? That is a great move there. Does he get the traction on the exit, Harry? Fortunately, he doesn't. And that might be it. But we'll go to Shu as he comes across the line. And he wins for Williams. It's a great race there. Tango P2, DeWill P3. That was a great race to commentate on. Obviously, I sound very monotone. That's how I am in real life. Any of you who know me, that's how I speak. Doesn't mean that I'm uninterested. But no, that was a very good race. And well done to Shu for bringing it home for the Williams boys tonight. Obviously, Williams, that's my team this season, so that's good points for us this weekend. Obviously, Nathan is racing in Tier 1 as well as my other teammate, which I've forgotten his name. I do apologise. But yeah, that's a good win for us tonight, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this stream. Obviously, first solo comms of Tier 2. So yeah, it was a good race to commentate on, and a Williams as one. So yeah, that's all good for me. But yeah, thank you for watching, guys. Much appreciated for the viewers tonight. And obviously we will not be racing next week, as it is the Christmas break. So Merry Christmas to those of you who are celebrating, and Happy Holidays to everybody else. But no, thank you for tuning in tonight, and well done to everybody, all the drivers that have finished the race, the drivers that participated. Yeah, thank you very much. So I will see if these guys would like a party invite, so bear with me. And it is Shu, Tango, and DeWill. So I'm just going to invite the podium sitters now to the party to see if they would like to do an interview. So let's have a look. Tango. Just trying to get Shu in the party as well. There you go. So yeah, we will invite the podium sitters in and see if they are okay to do an interview. But yeah, that was a really interesting race tonight. Thank you to the viewers. Thank you to the commenters. Thank you to everybody for tonight, and obviously thank you to Cone, Nathan, and AJ for giving me the opportunity to do solo comms tonight. Much appreciated, and hopefully, if there's any chance for me to do solo comms again, I'd love to. Obviously, we're missing Rob tonight, who's the main commentator. Obviously, got a shout out to Rob as well for being, I wouldn't say a mentor, but a great partner in terms of our commentary. We've done a lot of commentary together with Cone and as well as his league. So yeah, shout out to Rob and shout out to everybody for tonight. But we've had a few of the guys come into the party now. Just have a look Hi, let's have a look to see who's here. So we have DeWill and Tango, and we have Shu here now. So we will, obviously, from my part, well done guys for the podium tonight. We will start off with DeWill. How was that race for you, mate? How did you find it? Yeah. Well done. How did you find the DRS train? Were you in a few DRS trains tonight? Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, and obviously P3 must be happy with that. Obviously starting P6 today. How you feeling about a podium? That's another podium for you. How many is that? Is that two now for you in the season three? Yeah, congrats, mate. Congrats. Congrats. Good. With Jet and Red Bull, yeah, I did see it was quite interesting there, but I'm not going to say anything. I'm obviously going to be impartial. Yeah, let the stewards deal with that. But yeah, no, from me, DeWill, congrats on the P3. What are your sort of aspirations for the rest of the season now? Obviously, we're on a break next season. Sorry, not next season, sorry, next week. What's your aspirations, obviously, once we come back after Christmas? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Good, good, good. Well, hope to see you back on the podium soon, mate. Thanks very much. And then we will now speak to our P2 finisher, Tango, in the Aston Martin. Tango, you there? Well done, mate, on that P2. Obviously, you started very far back, P13. Tell us about your race and how you managed to get through all of those issues starting P13. Yeah, and I mentioned in the stream that qualifying isn't the be all and end all, it's where you finish, and that's where the points are awarded. And you're proof of that today, mate, that you didn't have a great qualifying, but you got your head down and you got a P2 out of it. Was the win there for you today, do you reckon? Yeah, hard but fair racing, and that's what we want to see as well. We don't want to see people just being given positions or moving over. We want to see people working for it, and that's testament to that today. So yeah, from me, Tango, well done on your P2, mate. What's your sort of thoughts going into the second half of the season after the Christmas break? How are you feeling about that? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And as well, we're not that far into the season now, so who knows what happens when we come back? Maybe the break might you might come back refreshed and maybe a title charge. Who knows, mate? but all the best from me. And now on to the winner for the race tonight. Take it away, Shu, or Ids.
Thanks. It was a difficult race with those safety cars.
Yeah.
And I hope I won't get penalized for my incident with Hopsy, I think. It was a bit unfortunate. So maybe we'll see another winner, but I won't hope so.
Well, for now, until obviously if the stewards do anything, enjoy the win, mate. And obviously that's good points for us, Williams boys as well. So well done, mate. Much appreciated. Now, I want to ask you a question. Between you and Ennis, was there any discussions pre-race or during the race about what you guys would do into the first corner?
No, not at all. We didn't have any thing about the first corner, but it was all clean, and I had the better tire, so I went for it. It did very well.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, you got a good start. You were already up halfway alongside him anyway before the turn, so you were more than a long way alongside him. So you had to get through that, obviously safety, and then you had a bit of a difficult race coming through the mid pack. There was a few issues around you. How did you manage to sort of keep out of that?
I just stayed calm and with only with Hopsy, I think the incident was it was unfortunate. I ruined Hopsy's race with it, and that wasn't my intention.
Yeah, unfortunately, that is racing though. There are going to be some bumps and hits, unfortunately. But I'm sure Hobbsy will bounce back. Obviously, now he might be a bit angry, a bit upset. But Hobbsy is a great racer, and I'm sure he'll be back after the break. How are you feeling now? Obviously, believe this is your first win of the season.
Yeah, I'm quite happy. I didn't win for 2 seasons, I think, and it was about time.
Yeah. Well, from me, obviously not being biased as I'm your teammate, but no, well done, mate. Well done.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you very much for that, guys. Do you have anything else to add at all?
I don't.
The Will, Tango, anything?
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to everybody. So yeah, that is it for Cone Tier 2, Round 5, Round Texas. I've been your host, AFL, and it's been an absolute pleasure. Merry Christmas to everybody, and we will see you soon. We are, yeah.